Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, and welcome back to Ravenport. Another glorious day in Ravenport, because it never rains here. So, since the last episode, we kind of skipped a night, sort of. A worker harvested this field, but you can see it's covered in weeds, which is fine. Because we're getting ready to seed. I did sell our original Vertistat seedril. Got 18 grand for it. I said, yeah, well, we'll just use the horse everywhere. It doesn't take that long with the John Deere to travel back and forth. And then I went down to the shop and I filled this sucker up with seed and fertilizer. So this is ready to go to seed these fields here. You can see our bison combine is going to town in our oat field over there. The case is ready to grab some grain and eventually do some straw. But the other big, well, I don't want to say a big problem is if we go up and look at our grass field. Yes, I know there's weeds. There's weeds everywhere, but there's weeds in our field. From my understanding, it should not affect. If the weeds come after their crops are ready for harvest, I've heard it doesn't affect your crop. I don't know if that's true or not, but you can see Field 6 has got weeds in it. Field 7 has weeds in it. The entire map had weeds on it. And this field was ready for harvest around 2 o'clock in the morning. Then like at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when the weeds came. So, yeah, that's what we're working on now, sort of. If we hop into our Massey Ferguson. I have made a couple of passes with our weeder. I say a couple, that's what 4 passes look like. So I got to do the whole field basically. But I think we'll get to that in a while. I think what I'm going to do is not the bison, not the case, not the Massey. Where are you? Hello, John Deere. I think we want to fire up, and we're actually going to plant barley this time. I think this is the first time I've seeded in a while. Make sure everything's going well. So you can see that we hold pretty much like 9,000 seed and 4,500 fertilizer. That's quite a lot, so I'm not going to mind run to the store and fill it that way. It seemed, for the amount of time we have to do it in the beginning, it's going to be fine. Maybe Stevie will come up with an update where we can take it from a mod or something. From the silo. Am I going to be able to make this corner? Yes. And I just hit the microphone. Alright. This is where GPS would really come in handy. So we do have a lot of work to do today. And the money we got is the max money I can borrow. I do have some plans to buy some more things today. The heck with the not borrowing more money. It's there. We're going to take it. But eventually, I think once we get the horses and a really good harvester, we will repay off some of this loan so the interest rate doesn't kill us too much. But this John Deere, even though it's got plenty of horsepower for the seedril, we are going uphill and it's struggling just a little bit. But you know, it's going to get the job done. But just by getting the seedril now, I'm putting a stage of fertilization in. And we're seeding at the same time to save ourselves on some labor. I thought about hiring a worker to do this while I weeded the field, but you know, we haven't done much seeding ourselves. So I said, yeah, let's just dive right into it and we'll seed. It's not going to be too hard to do. There are small fields, we'll blow right through this basically. So the chickens and the sheep are doing just fine. Oh, we dropped below 220,000. Oh no. But yeah, I do have some things I do want to buy today. We're just, it's that time of the year, time to spend money, buy gifts. Well, these aren't gifts. Well, they're gifts for me, so sure helps out. Well, the width of this field seems to be just about right for this one. Of course, with GPS, it would have been a little bit better. I got to drive carefully. Oh, I got one little stubble. I'm going to have to take care of that. Our combine is just about full as well. But no more weeds. A stage of fertilization, and we are seeded. Now I did learn something that, because I never really used the weeders in 17 because I was like, what am I weeding? There's no weeds here. But you cannot hire a worker to do weeding? I did not know that. So run down here to the case. I did get a notification that the combine was 80% full a little while ago. He's actually heading in the right direction for us. Can I get in, please? So this is a field of oats. Let's not damage our trailer too much, please. Thank you. Now, usually I've been using the Massey Ferguson lately because the Massey Ferguson will fit underneath the pipe for the bison. This case tractor doesn't quite fit underneath. Now I usually get a full trailer and a little bit extra on this field, so we'll see with the weeds how that goes. And the other thing is, usually in 17 I used to just turn off the tractor, take off, and the worker would continue, but for some reason in 19, if I leave this tractor here, the worker does not like it. She will not like it, will you, ma'am? No, she will not. While that's going on, we'll just check something here. I did borrow, yeah, so our loan right now is $2.145 million. Yep, Bill at the bank is taking his antacids as we speak. Alright, now the fun times of flipping through as I start to get more and more equipment. It used to be like, oh, I got 3 pieces of equipment, I'll just tab through it and I'll be there in a second. Now it's like, now we got like 5 or 6. Something like that. I for some reason I do like seeding. I think it's just a matter of because, well, especially now, one, you got the stubble of the previous crop, and now you got weeds, and now as I go over it, it's like, poof, they're gone. Oh, the chickens are a mess. No surprise there. Before, with other seed drill, it would take quite a while to seed these 2 fields. Now I could probably seed all 3 of these fields, and half the time it would take him to seed one of these fields. But this seed drill, I think we found out it could seed at somewhere around 16 miles an hour. You can see the John Deere does struggle a bit with hills and such with it. It kind of slowed down to like around 8, right? Who knew that I'm going downhill this way? Yeah, at first I thought, we'll have this seed, the horse seed drill for the bigger fields, and we'll leave the Vertistat over here. And I'm like, nah, that just, more labor costs. It'll take a long time. With this, I can seed and fertilize at the same time. The other one I would have to fertilize, seed, fertilize. Let's cut down some steps here. Do some work ourselves because, yeah, I'm spending a lot of money, so I gotta save some money. And just like that, we are done with those 2 fields. I gotta smooth this terrain out over here. I don't understand why there's bumps everywhere. Giants knew that most people probably would start the farm there, and that's where they started on easy mode. And yeah, it's bumpy as heck. Well, the combine's getting ready to face the other way. So I'll hop in here. Was this still down? It was. Now see, it's getting rid of the weeds. I want to press H for helper. Helper G has completed their task. No, you have not. No, you have not. But you can see our grass field has grown. It's looking good. So also after I finish weeding it out, I need to fertilize it. And that's something that we're going to buy the silo for fertilization. Wow, words. The artificial fertilizer silo, so I can fill it up and we can fertilize it after we get done weeding it. So what I'm going to do for a while is I'm going to be here weeding this field, in between taking trips back to the case and the bison to empty that out. And I'll bring you back in a bit and we'll see how we're making some progress. Hopefully a lot of good progress. A while later, and I have made some pretty good progress on this grass field, better than I thought. The bison is still harvesting our oat field, actually. And you can see I've done that much, and I got that much left to go. So I'm like 60% done, maybe, something like that. And you can tell I haven't really driven in a straight line, but that's not too bad after doing that much of a field, I think. But I was looking, there are bigger weeders out there, but obviously I cannot afford to do any of those at this moment. And also you can probably see in the distance there, our canola field, field number 6, is ready for harvest. I think I showed you that at the beginning of the episode, but if I didn't, and you missed it, or whatever, there's a reminder. Field number 6 is ready for harvest. So that bison will be coming back over here to harvest that. And hopefully canola is going for a good price. We won't be harvesting that in this episode. No, we still got lots to do. This field right here is our priority. It's going to be interesting to see when it does come time to mow it, how many liters we get out of this field. Now I did check, the price at the BGA for silage does change. So yeah, when we first bought the property, it stayed like it was like 500, 500, 500, 500. And eventually, after we sold some silage, it did change. I think the last time I checked it was like 380. So that could be why I didn't quite get the total that I thought I should the other day. Because I thought the price was 500 and the price is probably lower than 500. But it's all good. BGA is going to bring us a good amount of cash. And right now this farm needs it because I just keep borrowing more money and putting the farm more in debt. I wonder if I sold all my vehicles, if I even have $2 million in vehicles, which I probably don't. It's the land that we definitely have put all the money into. Well, I should say all of the money, but you know what I'm trying to say? I'm actually surprised the bison is still harvesting that field. Wait, is he done? Did I miss that he was done? I may have, because I don't see our money going down. Alright, so what we're going to do is when we get to the end of this row, like I said, I don't got that much more to go. I'm just glad I get to use the weeder. We bought it, and I think this is the first time I've had a chance to use it, because as far as I know, you can only use it in the first growth stage. I tried using it before, and it didn't work because the crop was beyond the first growth stage. So this definitely does save us money on herbicide. It's good to be able to do a job and not have to pay a penny for it. But once I get this field done out of weeds, I got to grab our fertilizer and spray it. Or I should say spread it, because I use artificial fertilizer. And this field should be ready, I would assume, the next in-game day. Alright, that is good enough. No, that's a crone. That's our John Deere. Yeah, there's our harvester. And it's always good to check what your worker has done because, yeah, he did that. I don't quite get it. Why did you leave that? Now, I didn't quite get a full trailer out of here, and I could be mistaken. I think I may, from previous harvests, I may just get just shy of a full trailer. So I may need to, when I bring the bison over to field 6, I probably should swing by and just fuel it up. Last time I harvested that field, I think I had about that much fuel, and I said, oh, I got plenty in that when it got done. I don't want to say we were on fumes, but we were low enough. Alright. And the other thing, once we get a bigger harvester, we won't have so many swaths to pick up. It'll still be the same amount of straw to pick up. I won't have to make as many paths to do so. So I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, get the bison kind of park at the entryway of the chicken farm area to the main road. Get ready to bring that over. I'll probably bring it over after we get done recording this episode. The case needs to drop off this trailer. We're going to grab the loading wagon and start loading up some straw. Make some trips up to the sell point. When I did those two fields up there, straw was rather low, but the price was going up, so hopefully it's a decent price. If you remember when we harvested field number 7, I think I was getting like $2,100 for a trailer. Yeah, this morning I was getting like $1,200. Hey, still money. Still money. Sir, your beacon's on. I can't turn the beacon off? Do I have to have the vehicle on to turn it? Alright, you gotta have the vehicle on to turn the beacon off. Okay. Alright, so let me get started on picking some of the straw up. And I'll see you in a little while. Finishing up picking up the straw in this field. And the price of straw has gone up pretty good since I was doing straw this morning. I'm now getting $2,200 per load. Very nice. Better than $1,000 more, so it's just about double. Ah, there we go. Well, not there we go. But I'm not going to sell this load for one reason. And you may already know, because I don't know if I may do it as a thumbnail. I don't know. But we got the cash. So I have decided, even though we don't have hay, it is time to do the horsies. So let's go right on in here. Animal pens. Pick enclosure. Oh wait, large horse paddock. There we go. Why am I down here? Game? Really? Well, it's one thing I don't understand in 19 why you go to play something and brings you nowhere near where you want to be. Let's see if I turn it this way. I think this way is the way I want. Oh crap! F1, everyone, F1. So I can see how much it's gonna cost. You get to do it all over again. Oh no, it left me here. All right. Who knows why? All right. I want to make all the loading zones like facing this way. Objects collide. The object collides with another object. All right. So right here looks pretty decent. Price is going down. So it costs 95,000. Right there's 100,000. Ooh, lower. 98.1. 97.1. All right, I think we're just going to call that good. 97,430. So it's like $2,500 extra to place it here. And there we go. For some reason, I think that is smaller than it used to be. Did they make a change in this patch? The large chicken coop is still same size. So I don't know. I do not know. So that leaves us with 100 grand. That should be their food trough, water trough. I would assume the loading and unloading area. Or maybe that's where their straw goes. This would be the loading and unloading zone because here's the gate. Open gate. Close gate. Can I drop any straw in here now? Do I need a straw shredder to push in there, or can I just do it right from a loading wagon? This is the question we have to ask ourselves. At first, I thought I was going to put the horse pasture back down by the sheep because, you know, they'll require water, blah, blah, blah. But really, all of their oats and straw can be gotten from here. Unload here. So it doesn't look like I can load it. Well, maybe because I don't have anything in here, it sees it as full. So we're going to leave that there. Take that off. I need to go to the store. Obviously, I need to buy, because we're going to do our own transporting. If we're going to do that many horses, we're going to do our own transporting. So I'll meet you down at the store. We got our oats, and we got some straw, but I don't know if I can do it just by from a loading wagon or not. And the water tanker is down by the sheep, which I'll eventually have to get as well. But I'll meet you back at down at the store, not back at the store. So we're at the store. I guess I'll repair it. $3, and we're selling the Joskin trailer. Yep, sold. Ish. No, now it's sold. All right, so into the store. Animal transport. This guy right here. So it holds 6 cows. How many does that hold? 6 cows, 9 pigs. This holds 12 pigs, 14 sheep, 10 sheep. But this holds 6 horses. This will save us a few trips, but I realize I gotta buy something extra with it. Let's go in here. So that's the way it looks. Not too bad, actually. We'll see how it actually looks in the real world, if that makes sense. And it's actually cheaper than the Joskin. We will buy that. Yes, sir. And then we gotta go back. I'm trying to think. $500 to lease it. I'm trying to think. I think in 10 days, because that's when the horses will be able to sell. I don't plan on buying sheep or having a cow pasture by then. Hopefully within 10 days, I think you know, we'll probably have like a truck somewhere. So we will lease it for 500. And let's hopefully that this will actually hook up to the trailer. Because that would be really important, wouldn't it? And hopefully I don't have to back up anywhere once I get all these hooked up, because that's going to be a pain. Is this going to hook up to this? I hope so. It does. Actually, the trailer does look pretty nice. Pretty good. Alright, so I think the large pen holds 16 horses. So this is going to take most of our cash, which is fine, because in 10 days these horses are going to give us a lot of cash. Now I do have the Health Corporate mod, so the only thing I don't know, and I'm going to try it, we're going to train like a horse today. I'm just curious, the horse helper mod basically trains your horses at 11 o'clock at night. Now I'm trying to think, does the horse helper mod know enough that if you train 3 of the horses not to train them, you only get billed for the other ones? Or does it just charge you $300 per horse no matter what? And I haven't had time to go in the XML file because I thought I've been thinking about changing it to $500 per horse, but right now we need the cash. And we can only get 6 horses at a time because this can only haul 6 horses, so I have to make basically 3 trips. Alright, so we're going to start from the bottom. A done horse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Confirm. And we got some horsies. Finally, we got some horses. So it's gonna, as we can see, it's going to cost me another 60 grand to fill up the horse paddock area, the horse pasture. So let's get these horses where they belong on our farm, and yeah, we'll start actually giving some straw and some oats right away just to see how much they take, because maybe I don't want to buy all. I think it said 16, but yeah, I'll meet you back at the horse pasture. Alright, so here are our first 6 horses. And confirm. And there they are. Let's change that. Drop off that. Now I'm curious. I'm assuming this is where the straw goes, but I don't know if I can just use this or not. Start overloading. Sweet. So I do not need to get a bale shredder or a straw thrower, whatever you want to call it. That will work just fine. That's what I really needed to know to find out what we need to buy. So I just want to go back and, no, this is the wrong button. Let's just make sure, I think it is 16. Yes, 16. So 2 more trips up to the animal dealership. Yeah. It's not, I'm not buying a car, Peanut. Let's hook that up. And let's go get the rest of our horses. 10 more horses to go, so yeah, it's 2 trips. Showing up with our last 4 ponies in the back. Let's give these guys a new home for at least 10 days, right? 3, 4, confirm. Now if we go in here, it doesn't really say our paddock is full, but we know it is. So we bought them for 5,000 each. You can see they're worth now like 3,000. They drop in value. But in about 10 days, they should be worth 50. I think we'll park this here for now. Let's do this. Do that. Move this. Nope, not that. Do that. And then learn how to back up. So how much straw does 16 horses take for, I think, 6 days? No, that's sheep. 12,000. So basically a half of this trailer with this dropman can hold. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish picking up this straw. We'll go up and sell the rest of it. Because like I said, they should be good for at least 6 days, and we're going to be doing oats quite a bit. Yeah, I know I said I was going to put oats in their feeding trough and see how much they take, but I should have plenty. Famous last words. So let me pick up these 2 straw swaths. Go sell some straw. I need to get the John Deere sowing some oats back in this field. We'll feed the horses and get them some water, and we'll probably call it an episode. There, we got the John Deere sowing this field. I gave it some help by doing like 3 headlands over here so he wouldn't have to deal with all that mess. Hopefully he'll be fine doing all that by himself. Or herself. I didn't look to see. But anyways, we sold the straw. So now we're up to 55,500 and dropping because we got a helper. So I did leave the case over here. Actually, I can still hear the engine running. I wanted to wash off our loading wagon because it's a mess. It's a mess. And this does need to go back to the BGA because that's where it's going to be needed next, I hope. Should be. And who knows, maybe it's only to use that one more time because then I'll get the big loading wagon. And maybe a truck with the silage that we sell from the BGA. But if we go into our this page right here, so silage, you can see silage at the BGA right now is only at 360, and straw was, like I said, doing pretty good, but the price is starting to go down at 95. So let's hop into here because we're not done with the horses just yet, obviously. So how much oats do 16 horses take is the question. As long as this is enough to feed them for at least a couple days, and we're fine. But I'm sure it will, and I do have some oats in the silo, I do believe. Eventually we get more money, I'll try to flatten out some of the terrain around here. How much do you guys need? Okay. Let's go down here. Oats. Oh my God. I may have to start planting oats in all of the fields. That's a lot. Obviously I don't have hay to give them, but they'll be fine for a few days without it. Water they'll have. Yeah, I may have to start planting most of these fields with oats, and once in a while do wheat for the chickens. Wow, that's a lot of oats. I do have plenty of wheat. I do have a good amount of oats, actually. So this won't suffice them for 6 days, but at least that field that's getting planted with oats right now, you know, it almost seems like that field right there would be enough to make them happy for a couple days. And that field will grow every couple days. But I think with the amount of wheat that we got for chickens, I think for a while I'm going to have to do some oats. It's funny I put oats in here and it shows up as it shows grass actually. You think it'd be more lighter color, so it'd be hay? That is a lot of oats. So I don't know if anyone's ever done the math on this. So you got to feed the horses for 10 days. So the amount of money you would sell in oats, hay, if you were to ride them yourself, but 16 horses, we will get there in a bit. So we are going to ride the horses just a little bit. But let's see what this does for topping them up. It's not going to top them off, but as far as I'm concerned, it's topping them off. Wow, that John Deere's almost done sowing that field. I'm used to having to wait like an hour in real time. Well, maybe more like 45 minutes for the 3-meter vertistunt plow seed roll to seed that field. All right, horses, how did that do you? Wow, 36,000. So they need something like 60,000 liters of oats for 6 days. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. All right, so I'm going to let John Deere do his thing. Looks like he's going to be fine. I'm going to start making some trips over to the canola field. I'm hoping the bison can hook up to this, so I can make some trips count. But yeah, I gotta go down and get the water tanker, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we got some things moved around. Follow me, be very helpful. John Deere, you did not finish your job. No big deal. There's something up with that field. That's not the field that's not the part that I added either. So I gave the sheep some water while I was all the way down there. So I got the combine, the trailer, and the loading wagon back down by the BGA and the canola field ready to go. That's what we'll be doing in the next episode. Harvesting that field while I take care of the grass field. And I may even make some hay. There's enough grass around some of the fields I can probably make some hay for the horses, obviously. Oh, there's a big dip there. Oh boy, we'll have to take care of that in a while. How much water do you fellas and ladies require? Okay. That's a lot of water. How much water do you guys need? They're almost full, so they're good for now. So what I'll do is I'll bring the case track over. Oh, before I forget. Oh, man. No, if I go to garage. And return that, please. Thank you. Just don't want to forget that. Alright, so let's go park the case tractor up along with the tanker. Let that fill up. I'll briefly hop into the John Deere, finish that little section because we need oats. We need oats. I was going to say, will that fill up with the engine off? It should. Used to. I did see on the mod hub there's now There's some mods out there for placeable trees, which I think would probably look nice around the horse paddock. Alright, John Deere, I do not know why you did not finish. There's something in this field that makes you not want to, just like the harvester, something in this field that doesn't want it to consider this one part or something? I don't know. So you can see it's not going to be too bad, even though I can't fill this from a modded silo. For the amount of grain and fertilizer we're going through, it's not much. Get around that tree. Up over the hill as one would. That kind of needs to go back to the BG8 and field 6 for harvesting and reseeding. So right now that leaves us with 55,206. Let's just double check on their stats here. So what's the... they don't have a productivity bar. So this is their training. This is their health, I guess. And their cleanliness. Hay effectiveness, 40%. Yeah, I think I need to make some hay today. Well, not today, but probably in the next episode. Alright, so... eat a ride. Canter. Gallop. So it doesn't really have a meter for you to tell when they're trained. You know, let's take him for a little jaunt. I think, though, when he does finally get fully trained, I don't know what horse we're on right now, so... can you poop in the field? Give me some fertilizer, dude? Yeah, so I'll have to make some hay, because that's a pretty big chunk of effectiveness. But you can imagine trying to ride all these 16 horses to try to train them up. There's it. Alright, I don't know how I got up on the tree. No one saw that. Never really been back behind here. This is when I learned I don't own way back to the edge of the map. This is actually a different plot of land. So I tried cutting some of these trees, not way back here, but I was like, oh, I don't own all the way back. Then I checked the map and I'm like, ew, no, I don't. So it's going to cost me $4,800 an evening to train these horses. Now, hopefully, when midnight comes, it's only going to be $4,500 because I'm training one horse. But I don't know if they're going to charge me for the amount of horses I have. And that's how it does it. I don't think this horse is going to be too happy that I'm kind of running him at full speed for that long of a time. And I don't know if it matters if you run, canter, trot, whatever. If it speeds up the process. I wish I knew how fast I was going, because it seems like this horse is running faster than the case tractor can. Someone can probably, in multiplayer, what you could do is someone get on a horse and someone getting like a fast track JCB. And the JCB just ride alongside the horse and you can tell how fast the horse trots. Watch the train come along and knock us on the other side of the map. Of course, I just realized something. if I train this horse and he stops and he doesn't want to, go anymore, do I have to bring him back to the stable? Because I don't have a trailer that can bring him back. Well, I have a trailer. I'll just have to rent a dolly again. That would suck. Okay, we made it all the way to the BGA. Hopefully in a couple days' time, this BGA will be rocking, giving us some good cash. A nice new barn. Lights the lights do pretty well in the evening time, I should say. Ride yesterday. That's your name is yesterday? So apparently we're on yesterday. Okay, so if I go down here, 83%. So it looks like it is a full 5 minutes to train them. I mean, you got a picture where I have actually ridden this horse so far. I'm actually covering a lot of ground. In the beginning, I thought I was going to put the horse pasture up by the over by the ranch where the jumps and everything are. But now that is a placeable that you can, it's a mod placeable that you can download and put anywhere. But I don't know if that actually trains your horse faster or what. Okay, daily running 100%. So hold on. Stop. So there's no way to just say go back to the stable kind of a thing. So pretty much you gotta ride your horse back to the stable, I would presume. Well, we know there's no fall damage, I hope. If there is, we're in trouble. That's one hell of a horse. That's all I got to say. So now I just have to wait until midnight to see if I get charged the 4,800 or 4,500. Horse yesterday is back in stable. All right. Whoops. Hi yesterday. Interesting name. But there we have it, guys. We finally got the horses. We're getting our fields all turned around. Our money situation, I can borrow more money. That is funny. Not much, but it is what it is. I'll keep it in there in case I need to do some things today. Like I said, next episode is still going to be the same in-game day because I need to do some harvesting of the canola. And I did look at the canola prices, and it's not the greatest, but it is going up at the ranch. It's always at the ranch. So hopefully it gets up to, say 1,800, 2,000. That'd be great. Maybe get like 75 grand. Because honestly, I would really, I asked for loading wagons. How much horsepower is this? This one only requires 240 horsepower. Our John Deere should be able to pull that no problem. Our John Deere's 319-ish. I don't want to be in leased items. Own items. There we go. 352. So I should have no problem hauling that. So we might be buying this next episode. That way when I go do the grass field, because it does hold 56,500 compared to 23 something. So that'll save me a lot of trips back and forth. I mean, the BGA is not far, but it's something that we are going to need, obviously, going back and forth. We're going to be using this a lot for straw, hay, whatnot. Is that the largest capacity one? I assume it is. Yes, it is. So yeah, that might be something that we will buy because I have 95 grand now. Sell some canola. Put this in. Yeah. And then we'll be pretty much broke. And then the next thing you know, it's the money we get from the silage. We'll probably buy a harvester then. And then eventually get a truck to move some of this stuff around a little bit faster. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always. And I'll see you next time in Ravenport. But until then, have a good one.